Hello students, this is Nitya Priya. The concept for today is required field validator control. Okay, we already discussed what validation controls are. Validation controls are the ones that validate the user entries on any web form, on any ASP.NET web form. There are a variety of validation controls like required field validator, range validator, pattern validator, etc. Okay, and this is your first validation control, which is required field validator. Okay, so these are the contents. We see about the control, then the code fragment that creates the control, then how it is executed and the output, then the properties of the control. Right. So about validation control. Validation controls always perform validation checking on the server. Of course, this validation control is a server control. So we create that controls as server controls, right? So these validation controls will just do client-side validation, but it supports DHTML. Okay, so through DHTML, it helps out to do validation on the server. Okay, so actually this is combined with DHTML code. Okay. So client-side validation enhances the validation scheme by checking the user inputs entered by the user on the output, okay, on the web form, right? So more than one validator may be used on a single page. Like we already saw, we can use more than one validators in one web form. We can use range validator as well, required field validator, and also the pattern validator. So any number of validator controls we can use in a single web form. That's it. So this is about required field validator. So required field validator is actually this particular validator checks whether the mandatory field has been filled up or not. If the mandatory field is not filled, it will just make a note that it has to be filled. Okay, so without checking it, without filling the particular field, mandatory field, we cannot submit the web form. So this particular required field validator checks out whether the mandatory field or the required fields have been filled or not, right? So that's it. And see the bottom space, this is the code snippet using which we can create the required field validator. So ASP, the name of the control is required field validator. The ID we have given, the ID of the control, and the control to validate is first. See which control that this required field validator controls is the name of that particular control is given in control to validate. Okay, so then display is dynamic. When we give display dynamic, it will be getting displayed on the executed web page. Okay, so that is what it is, display dynamic. So it will not be the same as it is created. So when it is designed, something will be something will be appeared. So when we give the property as dynamic, it will change when it is executed. For example, see the error message, please enter your first name we gave. So that please enter your first name message will be displayed on the running window. So that is what is dynamic. On the designing view, it will be something. When it is executed, it will be changed. Okay, it will be getting the message which is there. Okay, so that's why it is dynamic. I hope you understood. Then this is server control. So we give run at equals server. Okay, right. So before seeing this code fragment, let me see the output. Then you can understand the coding better. Okay, see I zoom it. First is a label, and so beside first we gave a text box. Okay, actually the text box has to be filled. If not it is filled, the required field validator will just notify fill it first, then you submit, right? Okay, so what is the control it has to validate? The control is the text box. Okay, only the text box it checks whether it is filled or not. Okay, so the control to validate is the checkbox, and what is the name of the checkbox? That is first. So this you have to understand, right? And this is the code fragment of it. See, we create first, we just type first, then we create a text box whose ID is first. Okay, Then we create the required field validator. It will be just there beside the text box. Then we close the field. Okay, we close the validator. Then we give a break. Okay, so this is the actual coding we give. Okay, if not first is filled. Okay, what will be there? If request.form equals submit is not empty. If we give submit, it means. Okay, then first it will check request.form of first. What is form? The name. What is first? The name of the text box. If it is 0, then it will give the message like please enter your first name. That is, if we fail to give the name, it will give the message please enter your first name, right? Then response.write. If not, if it is entered, then it will say just hello, and whatever name we have typed, it will be concatenated. CSTR is concatenate string. Okay, so that's it. So we put endif, then we put endif, then we close. Okay, right. And that's it. That's about the coding. See, we have to give the first name here. We'll give the button. So the submit button, the validate is the submit button. Okay, if we give validate, it will accept this thing. Okay, see, it is displaying hello Karan. Okay, right. I hope you understood the working thing of validation, required field validator control, and that's all about for now. And about the properties, ID is the identifier of the control, and control to validate is the name of the control that the particular validator controls. Here it controls first. Okay, then display gets or sets the display, the appearance of the validator control, and the error message is what the error message that we have to display on the execution screen. Then runnet has to be always set as server, because it is a server control. We have to set runnet server. Right. Then control to validate property. Control to validate is what control the particular validator controls is control to validate. Right. Okay. And that's all for now.